Shall we start then? Samika.
Yes, madam.
So, good morning to all of you, and a very warm welcome to our resource person today, Dr. Kaushalya Yatigammana. So, welcome all to this fifth regional pre-conference workshop of the Colombo Conference on Medical Education 2021. And today's pre-conference workshop will focus on introducing Nelcon Studio, which can be used for easy content development for e-learning. So first of all, I would like to introduce our resource person today, Dr. Kaushalya Yatigammana. She is the director of the National E-Learning Resource Center at the University of Kelaniya, and she's a senior lecturer attached to the Department of Commerce and Financial Management at the University of Kelaniya. She specialized in lecturing on management information systems, management of technology, and business model generation. Her expertise mainly lies in e-learning. Therefore, not only is she the director of the National E-Learning Resource Center, but she's also the chairman of the Board of Study on Digital Learning. She serves as a consultant on e-learning, not only to the University of Kelaniya, but to many higher education institutes in Sri Lanka. And she has been the author of many research articles, chapters, and edited books in the field of e-learning. She has also contributed as a member of the committee developing quality assurance guidelines of digital content. This has been approved by University Senate, and this is the first such guidelines developed in Sri Lanka. So she's a pioneer in the field of e-learning. And just to introduce a little bit about Nelcon Studio, Dr. Kaushalya will give you an in-depth introduction to this software, but it is a software developed by the National E-Learning Resource Center, and it's an e-learning content development and playing tool. And it uses up only a very little bit of data. The storage requirement is very low. So that is what is special about it. The small file size of Nelcon lessons reduces the storage requirement in devices and enables the download of lessons even with a low bandwidth of the internet. So that is why it is so useful for Sri Lanka. And Nelcon Studio has won many awards, including the NBQSA 2020 and the E. Swabhimani Digital Social Impact Award in 2020. So Dr. Kaushalya will give you further information. So welcome, Kaushalya, and over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Pavitra, for your kind introduction. And very good morning to you all, and welcome all of you for this session of the Colombo Conference and the pre-workshop session on Nelcon Studio. And thank you for inviting me, Professor Madhava. I should thank him and also Dr. Pavitra to introduce you all the Nelcon Studio. Right, so I have a small presentation. Actually, just introducing the Nelcon Studio would not take much time because it is such a user-friendly and straightforward, very simple tool. So I will only take around 10 to 15 minutes to introduce you or to show you all on how to use Nelcon Studio to develop your digital content. But I would like to introduce a concept or the pedagogy behind the Nelcon Studio, why we introduce Nelcon Studio and what kind of learning strategy that we introduced to Sri Lanka. So that's the most important thing. Not only using Nelcon Studio for developing the digital content, but the pedagogy behind that and the new method that we introduced to Sri Lanka should also introduce here because of several reasons. So I will step by step introduce you all what kind of learning strategy that we introduced there and how you can use Nelcon Studio, right? So with that, I will share my presentation with you all. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do today, and this is actually the name suggested by the conference, Nelcon Studio for Easy Online Content Material Development Tool, right? So before I move to the Nelcon Studio, as I already told you all, I will tell you about this, the theory behind it, or what kind of as I told you, the pedagogy that we are going to introduce. So this is the main theory that we focus on when we develop the Nelcon Studio. So this will be most useful for you all as well as academics. Most of us don't know the theory of developing a digital content, right? So this is called Learnativity Content Model, right? Learnativity Content Model, and this shows us how to develop a digital content, right? How to develop a digital content and what type of components or what type of materials that we are going to take in order to develop a digital content. So this was introduced by a lady called Ellen D. Wagner in the Journal of E-Learning Development Journal, and I have given the source. So you all can access to this particular website and download the PDF of the detailed article that she written on Learnativity Content Model. So actually, what is Learnativity Content Model? Learnativity Content Model is how the digital content is going to be developed, and it tells us how, what is the simplest form of the raw material that we are going to take to develop a digital content up to the learning management system or the learning environment, how we are going to build this, right? So actually, if you look at this Learnativity Content Model, you see the first thing that you get here is the content assets. Now, when you're going to develop a kind of a content, you have to gather all the raw materials that you want. Now, example, if I take this PowerPoint slide that I'm presenting here, you can see this. This is an image, right? This Learnativity Content Model I took as an image. So this image is in JPG or PNG format. So that is one of the content asset that I got, right? And you can see I have given a topic here, granularity of learning objects, Learnativity Content Model. So that is a text I used here. And also the source I have given here, that is also a text. So I make this PowerPoint by using several images, text, maybe I can include an audio, maybe a video, some form of any illustration I can use here. So those are the smallest elements that I can use in this in order to give this, or in order to learn you or teach you all about this Nelcon Studio or MP3 or Learnativity Content Model, right? So if we break down our digital content into the smallest parts, the smallest part will be the content assets. So the content assets will be text, animation, illustration, audio, video, anything that cannot go beyond that, right? Okay, so then after that, when we gather all the content assets that we want, then we are going to develop an information object. So information object here is the collection of raw materials or collection of content assets to form a kind of concept, maybe a principle, a procedure, an exercise, activity, right? If you take this particular slide, I have gathered the image and the text, so to give you some idea about that concept, that is Learnativity Content Model. So I'm going to introduce this concept. So without this topic and this source, this content will not be give any useful information for you all. Without the topic, or with the topic without this image, it won't give any meaningful information for you. So in order to have some form of meaningful information, you have to combine these content assets together. So then it will make an information object. So information object will give you and maybe a concept. It can be a concept or a principle, like I told you, an exercise, activity, any procedure, method, in anything it can be. Then after that, after we develop an information object, then we are going to develop a learning object. So learning object is actually a collection of information object, and it will give, or it will give any kind of learning objective, or it will achieve a learning objective, right? So just this slide will not achieve a learning objective without, if I don't introduce you the concept of what is MP3, what is Nercon Studio. So that is my objective. My objective here is to introduce the Nercon Studio, right? So the introducing the Learnivity content model is a part of it. So in order to introduce the learning object, I have to combine several learning objects together. That is Learnivity content model, what is MP3, those things I have to connect together. So it will form the learning object. So the learning object will achieve a specific learning objective, right? So learning objectives again can be combined together to build what? Maybe a course, right? Maybe a degree program, right? So that is more higher order level, right? So learning components will be a collection of several learning objectives or several learning objects, and these learning objects will form the learning component. So it tells us in asterisk, it says it might be a case study, a course, a program of study, a tool, a performance tool, a curriculum, or a competency level. Okay. So after that, if you integrate this learning component into a learning environment, like if you integrate it to a learning management system, and if you integrate it into a database system, then it will form a learning environment. So learning environment has several lessons, topics, courses, degree programs, right? So that is how we are going to develop these digital contents. So that is the theory behind this digital content, and we use this theory heavily to develop our Nercon Studio. So here there is another important concepts actually I'm going to introduce here. That is, if you take these small contents, that is content assets, I mean the raw materials, you can see the reusability. Okay, the reusability. If you break down your digital content into a smallest part, those small parts will have a higher reusability. That is, you can use those assets, content assets, anywhere you want, irrespective of the course that you are teaching, right? So if you take this particular image, okay, this particular image, I have taken from the source. So I can use it here. I can use it in my postgraduate courses to develop my lessons. I can use it in my undergraduate course and other workshops as well, right? And also this slide, I can use it anywhere else, right? So if you go down towards this Learnivity content model, the content assets has a higher reusability, and information objects has some reusability. But if you go upward in this Learnivity content model, the reusability will become low. That is, if you go to the learning environment, learning component, that particular course, that particular degree program, that particular topic cannot be used or cannot be taught in other courses or other environment or other context without any major modifications. Then it become, the reusability becoming low if you go to the upward side of the learn activity content model. But if you go to the downward, the raw material slide, that is content assets and information objects, you can use in many contexts. Reusability is very high, right? And the context. So if you go downward in this learnability content model, the context is not specific. Okay, here the raw materials, these content assets it is not integrated to a specific context. It can be used in any context. But if you go upward in the learnability content model, these learning environments, learning components, even the learning objectives may be more context specific. So that is why the reusability is low, right? And the other concept is in this learn activity content model, these content assets, information objects, those are more knowledge management. That is, we have to make more effort in order to develop these content assets. So it is kind of integrating your or using your knowledge into this to develop these content assets and information objects as well. But if you go upward in this learn activity content model, that is more specific on e-learning. Okay, that is, you are going to combine all these content assets, information object, and you are going to make an e-learning environment. Okay, so here it is more towards knowledge management, where we collect all the sources of information from books, from journals, from internet. So we are going to collect all this information, and then we are going to make an e-learning environment by collecting all these things together, right? So that is called actually the content ecosystem. Okay, all the relevant components which contribute for developing a digital content. If you have any questions, please use the chat box. I will answer your questions at the end of the presentation when I show you the Nelcon Studio, right? So that is actually the theory behind developing or designing learning objects or digital content. Okay, so I will tell you what our task was, that where we have focused, right, in later. So this is more simplest version of the learn activity content model. You can see the raw content, the text, sounds, images are here. And then we are going to develop, or we are going to combine all these raw contents together and make a reusable information object. And these reusable information object further can be combined to make a learning objective. So it is called reusable learning object, and these can be have a lesson and then course, and these courses can be integrated into a learning management system or a database or any social media you can integrate, right? So this is kind of graphical presentation of the learn activity content model to get a more clear understanding. Okay, so what our task was, actually, we have identified MP3 as a learning object. Okay, so here we are going to fit our Nelcon Studio into this learning object, because when you develop a Nelcon lesson using Nelcon Studio, when you develop a digital lesson, it can through that lesson you can achieve a specific learning objective. So we try to achieve this learning objective through MP3. So what does it mean by MP3? MP3 is actually the term MP3 is Moving Picture Expert Group Layer 3. That is a technical term. I think you have heard about MP4. MP4 is same, but it is on layer 4, right? So in this layer 3, that is MP3, is very much useful, and it has been used in, or still it is using in the industry of music industry. It is using, right? I know that you have listened to the music of MP3. You have compact disc which contained MP3 songs, right? And you have in your car, in your home, you have MP3, special MP3 players. In your mobile phone, in your laptops, you have MP3 players, right? So what is the importance of this MP3? Actually, MP3 is a very compressed file system. Okay, so this is the smallest file system currently in the world. Okay, so if you develop a lesson or a music track using MP3, the file size is very low. Okay, the file size is very low. That is why you have 100 or 200 music tracks can be stored in one CD. Okay, so if you go to MP4, the file size is very big. Okay, the file size is very big, and you have to use more space in order to store these MP4 videos. Actually, MP4 is video, right? MP3, so far we have been using only the audio part of it. Okay, in music industry, this has been used only to listen to the music, only for the audio purpose, right? But we have found it is not only store audio, but it can store images as well. Okay, so that is the uniqueness of it. It was there, but no one have used it for any industries until we use it for the education, right? So it is very compressed in file size, and it can be stored very larger number of information or files in one space. And even though it is a compressed in file size, it won't reduce the quality of the audio. Okay, it won't reduce the quality of some, when you compress a file, if you compress a picture, if you compress a video, it when you reduce the pixels of it, that is the quality of the images and the video will lost. Okay, but here it is not happened, right? Here the quality is very good, even though you have a compressed file system. And also, because of this lesser file size, we can easily transfer these files into the other devices. And also we can easily store these. Now, when you uploading some of your videos into the LMS, you will find that it will take more time and you need a lot of bandwidth, right? But here you will need even with less bandwidth. You can upload files to any system, or you can transfer through social media. So those important characteristics were there in MP3. So that's why actually we thought of using this MP3 as a learning object, right? Okay. Shall I mute her? Okay. So Nelcon Studio, actually we make this Nelcon Studio to convert MP3 as a learning object, right? So it is developed by, as Dr. Pavitra said, it is developed by National E-Learning Resource Center, where I am still the director of there. And Nelcon Studio is developed as an e-learning content development tool. So actually, why we develop Nelcon Studio? Okay, so that is the main problem here. If someone asks why you develop the Nelcon Studio, I have several reasons to point out. Okay, so that was began in actually in 2019, when Easter Sunday attack when it was happening April 21st. The schools were closed, right? And also the internet also banned by the government to stop rumors. Then, since we were working with these teachers at that time, teachers called me and asked, now, madam, we don't have internet, schools were closed, parents cannot come to the schools, near to the schools to give the lessons. So what shall we do now? So actually, I also didn't have an answer to give them. So e-learning center is under the Faculty of Computing and Technology. So I was responsible for the dean of the faculty there, Dr. Gamini Vichayaratne. So I told my problem that teachers asked to sir, and actually sir was doing some other experiment with MP3 at that time. Okay, so there was another research going on in e-learning center with the MP3 to trace this audio and make a new MP3 voice like that. So Gamini sir was discovered is that this MP3 has the capability of store images as well. Not only the audio, it can store images. So the file size is very low, right? And it can store images. So we thought that this MP3 can develop a good lesson. So actually, Gamini sir developed a small, he's the software developer, software engineer actually. He developed a small, very simple primary system, and he introduced us, he showed us. So if you, when you upload your audio MP3 here, and if you upload some images here, this can be combined, and you can play the lesson, right? Like a music, you can play the lesson. And also it can embed the text as well, right? So we had our software developer there, Chintani. So we instructed her, and she developed this Nelcon Studio as a problem to developing this low file size digital lessons, right? So the tool that we developed, the Nelcon Studio, has two components, Nelcon Play and Nelcon Creator. First, we developed the Nelcon Creator, right? So this Nelcon Creator can be downloaded to your for your laptop actually, not your mobile phone. And without the internet, the teachers can create the lessons. So that's the most advantage that we see here. That is, without the internet, they can create a lesson through this tool. So the lesson that they create is low in file size, so they can transfer this lesson with low bandwidth, even without internet, with the USB drive or in CD. You can give this lesson to the students, right? So even without the internet, you can develop a lesson, and even without the internet, you can transfer this. It is just a matter of saving. If you have internet, you can transfer this lesson through email, through your learning management system, or even through the social media. Okay. Then what has happened in 2020, as you know, the March 20th, the island was closed down for the COVID-19. Then actually at that time, we able to launch this Nelcon Studio on Chatika Rupavahini, National Rupavahini Corporation during the edu.com program, just before the closure of or lockdown of Sri Lanka for the COVID-19. So after then, the teachers who watched this program, they called us. Okay, they called me and said, please train ourselves for this, because at that time what teachers faced was to develop the digital contents. Okay, they only have the physical contents with them in books, but they didn't have any digital content. The digital contents was there not with them, but with the third-party organization like business organizations. So they had to pay some amount or pay some fee in order to get this one. And also there are lessons available in the internet, but those lessons are really not matching with the teacher's objectives. So they wanted to develop their own digital content. So we trained this most of the teachers, I mean in Gampaha, Kelaniya, in Galle and Ratnapura, and in many other places, we train these teachers through Zoom, right? To how to develop lessons, and they easily grab them. And we develop a website in order to store their lessons. So that's what we done using Nelcon Studio in the beginning of the COVID-19. So I will now move to the Nailcon Studio. So as I told you, it has two components: Nailcon Creator and Nailcon Player. So Nailcon Creator you can use to develop your digital content, and Nailcon Player, this is very unique MP3 player, right? So when we develop Nailcon lessons, the problem that we faced was there is no such media player or MP3 player either in the Play Store or App Store, or you don't even in the internet or any platform to play the multiple images of the MP3. Okay, all media players currently develop only to play the sound of the MP3, not the images. That's why we don't see any images in the music tracks. They didn't use that capability actually, right? So then we had a problem of then how to play this file, how to see the images. Then again, our developer developed this Nailcon player, and this is the world's first MP3 player, as we believe, to develop to play multiple images of the MP3 track, right? So it actually this MP3 is used by the BBC and even the CNN. British Council, they were using this MP3, the audio for the educational purpose, but not the image playing capability. So this is the first time that MP3 is used with this image playing capability for any industry, and education, it is more important here. And as Pavitra pointed out, we have won some awards for that, for this development. And you can find this Nailcon Studio in this URL, right? But if you search on Google, just Nailcon Studio, when you type the first website, you will get the Nailcon Studio website. So I will demonstrate all these things later. Right. So in order to develop Nailcon Studio digital content, the materials that you need is only 3 materials that you need. That is your recorded lesson in MP3 format, because this only accept MP3 lessons. I mean MP3 audio, right? So you can download if you most of the phones, they support for this MP3. They have the MP3 players, but if you don't have, you can download an app in your App Store, Google Play Store. MP3 voice recorders are there, right? Then you can download it. So when you record your lesson, it will save as the MP3 in MP3 format, right? So you only want MP3 lesson recorded in MP3 format, and images, some kind of images relevant to your lesson. So these images should be in image format, that is JPG or PNG, right? You can either use GIF. So if you use GIF, it has some movable. You know that we are sending GIF images used in social media, right? So GIF has some movements, right? So that can take the aspect of, since the MP3 cannot use, MP3 doesn't allow you to use these videos, the GIF is the more powerful tool. I will show you some lessons that created by teachers using GIF. So it will give real video feeling to your lesson, right? So images, it should be in JPG or PNG format, or either you can use movable images like GIF, right? Then additional note. Now in this Nailcon Studio, we have created a separate space to include your note. Now, other than the things that you are telling in the lesson, you have some additional notes, maybe some resources that students should go. So some activities that you can tell students to do. So that can be your additional note, and it should be in TXT format, right? Actually, if you know this TXT, that in your laptops you have Notepad, right? So in the Notepad, when you write something and when you save it, it will save as in TXT format. Okay. And also if you use Word, you can save it as plain text, that is called TXT format. Someone is Then a Nelcon player. So when you, after you develop the Nelcon lesson, right, you should have the Nelcon player. You can play your lesson or your educational lesson in any MP3 player, but it will only hear the sound. Your audio will be heard, but not images. So you should use Nelcon player, as I told you earlier. This is the only MP3 player that can play multiple images, right? So this can be downloaded to your mobile phone through the Play Store. It is available only in the Play Store right now. So you can download to your Android phone using the Play Store as a mobile app. So when the student receives the lesson, they can play through the Nelcon player. Then advantages of Nelcon Studio. So there are several advantages over the other tools actually. Actually, you can use PowerPoint to record your lesson. You can use Zoom, or you can use software like Camtasia. There are many other software tools that you can use to develop or edit your digital lessons. But this Nelcon Studio is very simple, right? Actually, teachers, they also don't know about this PowerPoint, how to make a PowerPoint presentation, how to record the PowerPoint presentation. Those things actually teachers don't know. So that's why we developed the Nelcon Studio to use by the teachers with audio and several images, right? So making every teacher or academic a creator of digital learning content. So using Nelcon Studio, you can create your own digital content without relying on the third parties. Okay, you can rely on the third parties for supplementary materials. You can rely on the YouTube. You can rely on the other business organizations materials as a supplementary materials, and you can give your own digital content to your students with your own voice, with your own note, with your own images to make them, to give the knowledge to the students. Right? And promoting the concept of blended learning and micro-learning. I will come to this micro-learning in few minutes because I want to introduce that concept as well. Okay, so this is very useful in especially in medical education, because you are teaching very complex scenarios, complex theories and concepts like this. So it is very easy to use in micro-learning and give that complex things in very shorter period, right? And blended learning, I will tell you about that in later. Encourage the production of digital learning content with basic computer knowledge. Actually, most teachers and also as academics, majority of the academics also, we don't have very sophisticated computer knowledge. We only can use the laptops or smartphone to type something, to send a message. So we have very limited computer knowledge. So we acknowledge that, and we develop Nelcon Studio in order to with the basic computer knowledge, you can use the Nelcon Studio, right? It is just entering some audio clips and images and text, and the rest will be done by the software, right? And produce high quality but low volume digital learning content. So that is one of the main advantage this Nelcon Studio is having. When you try to reduce the file size in other softwares, it will reduce the quality. I told you already, right? But here, the Nelcon Studio lessons, even though those lessons are in low volume, their quality is very high. Their quality won't be reduced, right? So that is the main advantage. Without reducing the quality, you can still have a low file size lesson. And reusability of the lessons. That's why we are coming with the Learnativity content model. Okay, reusable. You can, and also micro-learning, right? So if you, we are encouraging, or we encourage these teachers to have the micro lessons, very short lessons, maximum of 10 to 15 minutes lessons. So it will it will focus on one topic or one learning objective or two learning objectives, and you can use it in anywhere. Okay, you can use it several times. Once it ready with you all, you can use it in any context, right? Then reducing the cost, as the lessons can be prepared without the internet and watch those lessons many number of times without internet access. So developing a digital content will be a cost for some, or would be a cost for some teachers, because they have to hire some persons, they have to download some software. So it is a cost. But now with the Nelcon Studio, it is free. You can use the Nelcon Studio, and even without the internet, you can develop your lesson. Okay, with the desktop app, you can develop the lesson. And when the student receive this file, only they need low bandwidth to download this file. And without internet, they can watch this lesson many number of times. And this tool is very easy to learn, so teachers can take the time to present content creatively. Actually, if teachers use some other softwares, they take a lot of time to learn that software. So since the learning of software takes time, they cannot concentrate on the lesson development or lesson planning. Okay, but in order to develop the Nelcon lessons, using Nelcon Studio to develop the educational lessons, and also using microlearning, their lesson planning has increased. They can create very creative lessons can be developed by the teachers, or they have already developed. I will show you, because they know that the software is now very user friendly. Yes, the software is very easy and it is user friendly, so they can concentrate on the lesson plan. And also these Nelcon lessons have the copyright access. That is, it gives the copyright to the user. Okay, the person who developed the lesson will have the copyright. So that copyright information cannot be embedded in other software tools. If you use PowerPoint, if you use Zoom, if you use any software, you cannot integrate or you cannot embed your copyright information there. But here we have given you some fields. When you are developing the content, we have given some fields to include your information. Who has the copyright? What is the date of production? Okay, who are the team members involved? So that information is embedded with the lesson. So if someone claims that this lesson is mine, right? So we can just expand the MP3 tag and see who is the original author. So I think that is more important in this digital era, right? So you are developing many digital contents and you are sharing it, and anyone can take it. It is freely available in the internet. So this copyright issue will going to be a very critical thing in the future. So in Nelcon Studio, we have given that opportunity because it can embed, the MP3 tag can embed metadata. So as the metadata, we have used this copyright information, but we are hoping to introduce some other metadata as well. So what is the expire date of this lesson? So after that after that particular date, the lesson cannot be used. So that kind of restrictions also we can impose, but still we only use 3 fields as metadata in Nelcon Studio. Okay, so right. And as Dr. Pavitra also said, National E-Learning Resource Center, we have developed the quality assurance guideline to assure the quality of the digital learning content. Okay, we have a very good quality assurance procedure in Sri Lanka for the physical learning, right? Face-to-face learning. We have a very good quality assurance procedure even in general education and the higher education. But in digital learning contents, there are many quality assurance procedures which are developed in other countries, but not in Sri Lanka. So we made an attempt to develop a digital learning content quality assurance guideline for digital learning resources. So it will be available in this link. You can search on this link. So we have given 9 criteria to assure the quality of a digital resource or digital learning content. So by yourself also, you can go through the criteria and see whether your lesson is aligning with this criteria, or your lesson align with that criteria, and there is a scoring system. So by giving this score, you can assure that your score is in good, bad, or moderate, I think. So there are some scoring procedure as well. So you can use it. Actually, this is open for any discussion. Still, we didn't get any feedback for this quality assurance procedure, but we are hoping that the higher education sector and the general education sector will use this one and will improve this, right? So this is just a beginning. Please use this and give your feedback to improve this digital learning content guideline to assure the quality of the digital learning contents that you are developing, right? Okay, so with that, I'm going to introduce another concept with this Nelcon Studio. Okay, right. I think Dr. Pavitra may know this, right? How do you eat an elephant? My question is, how do you eat an elephant? So elephant is a big animal. If you are supposed to, if you happen to eat an elephant, how do you do that? Okay, so actually you are going to eat an elephant one bite at a time. Okay, you cannot take whole at once. So you have to have one bite at a time. Okay, so likewise in education also, we use this concept like micro learning. Okay, so in micro learning, what we are going to do is we are using or we use this micro learning concept to develop our digital lessons. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to break down our lesson actually into small parts or bit size, or we are calling chunks, right? And also this is there are many terms for this micro learning lessons, learning nuggets, we are telling. There are many things you can say, but the concept is the general concept is micro learning. That is, you are breaking your lesson into small chunks. Okay, and this chunk should, if you take a particular chunk, it should have some meaning. That is called a learning object, right? Actually, in this Learnativity content model, the content doesn't have any meaning. If you go to the here, if you go to the information object also, it doesn't give any meaning. But if you go to the learning object, it has a meaning because it ties with the learning objective, right? So here in micro learning, what we are suggesting is, or what we are doing is actually develop your content or develop your lesson by focusing on particular learning object. Okay, so after covering this learning object, you may cover a topic as well. Okay, but the importance of this micro learning is the duration. Okay, so the duration is very short, that is between 8 to 15 minutes. So that is I think most of you are in education field, you know the absorption rate or the retention rate of the student for a particular digital content. I am referring to a digital content, right? Not a face-to-face content. In a digital content, digital educational content, the retention of a user or learner, the maximum is 15 minutes, right? The maximum is 15 minutes and it is proven. There are evidences. So after the 15 minutes, the retention speed will be reduced, okay, for the educational. But the other contents, if you take your children, if you take our students, for other like entertainment, films, they will stare at the screen for 2 hours or 3 hours. But for the education, there is 15 minutes. So other than that, their retention nature will be reduced. So micro learning will be a good good solution for several courses as well. I will tell you in later. So I will go to the next one. So characteristics of a micro learning course. So if you develop your micro learning course, what are the characteristics? Short in duration, right? Maximum of 15 minutes, between 8 to 15 minutes. Focuses on specific concept, skill, idea, or topic. So your micro learning course or micro learning content will, if you take a particular content, it will introduce a concept or a particular skill or topic maybe, and an idea, right? And also it includes variety of contents like text, presentation, infographics, video, audio, interactive games. So you can have a combination of all these things, right? So that's what this mode software has focused on. If you take sophisticated software development tools like digital content development softwares, they can embed it with many text, presentations, videos, audios, and some interactive games, right? So in micro learning courses, we take these small components out and we introduce a specific concept, skill, or topic there. So most of the time when you are going to introduce a concept, skill, idea, or any topic, it will focus on a specific learning objective or several learning objectives, right? So I have given you some ideas here. Now you can see here, there is an infographic. Since you are in medical field, you will understand this more than myself. So I think this is a lifestyle of a mosquito, right? So when you give this kind of information, this kind of infographic, we are calling this infographic, graphical presentation of information, right? Rather than giving just text, rather than giving an audio explanation, they will see this thing and they will understand with these colors and all that, they will understand. Okay, so this is kind of micro learning content, right? And also you can embed any video, audio, and also you can develop some interactive games, right? Educational games are there. So actually these things can be used in your courses also. And usually these micro learning contents are delivered through a smartphone. Okay, so that's why we in Nearcon Studio also we aimed to develop in mobile app in Nearcon Player. So through the smartphone, they can play this file or play this lesson. Okay, so actually micro learning has come from the corporate sector because the corporate professionals are very busy. So when the organization, when they give the training or the learning to the employees, they cannot take much time. Okay, so with the very minimum time period, they have to give the every knowledge they want to give. Okay, so that's why this micro learning has emerged from the corporate sector as a learning tool, as an educational tool. But in the higher education and the general education sector also, with the problem that we are facing currently with this digital environment, in order to reduce these problems, we can use this micro learning contents, right? Okay, so benefits are increase the retention and easy to update content. So if you want to update, because it's very shorter period of time, so if you want to update your content or change the content, it can be easily done. And optimal utilization of the time. So some may ask now, when we when we are doing our training to the teachers, some of them, the first question of the teachers were, how can we develop our lesson into the 15 minutes? How can we short our lesson into the 15 minutes? We used to teach this topic for 40 minutes or 80 minutes or 2 periods. So how can we make it shorter for 15 minutes? Can we give the every knowledge that we have? So those are the problems that they were having. Okay, but when you actually develop it, believe me, when I develop my 2-hour lesson, 2-hour lesson in my lecture hall into a micro learning lesson, the maximum time that I can go is 20 minutes. Okay, the maximum time that I can go is 20 minutes if I this micro learning is actually we are giving only the essential part, not the other things, right? So for the other things actually that I told you earlier, you can give any supplementary materials. You can ask students to read the books. You can ask them to ask you to watch a video on the YouTube. So those are the supplementary materials. Okay, when you go to the lecture hall for the 2-hour lecture, actually we are teaching maximum of 30 minutes of the lesson theory, lesson essence, right? I mean, the essence of the lesson will be the 30 minutes. The other things we use, we are taking to elaborate more, give explanation, and sometimes talk with the students for other things actually. So if you can summarize your lecture, okay, summarize your lecture and grab only the essential part, actually you can end it with 15 minutes or 20 minutes, right? Actually, this is very useful in the medical education, because if you want to give the knowledge to the students for a particular complicated topic, you can break your lesson into several small chunks, units, right? Then you can give that thing and ask them to study, and then come up with some activities to do and discussions and teamwork and all that. Then you can go to the other part, then relate with the first part maybe. Then you can actually this is very good for the complex lessons as well, and fast access, because since the micro learning lessons within Aircon Studio, right, it is very less in file size, so the fast access is there. And also it reduces the health issues of the students. Now most of the students are complaining to us that their eyesights are not good, they have some other physical issues in their health system because of staring on the screen for a long time, right? So our purpose is actually give this kind of lessons. Actually, we have done a paper on that also in our university, in my faculty, and with the help of the Dr. Gamini in computing faculty. It is published now. I think today or tomorrow it will get published in a Scopus Index journal. I have given the micro lessons to the students. Okay, I have given the micro lessons. I will only take the actually I took the Zoom lessons, the live lessons only 3 weeks. After the 3 weeks only I will take it, and I will do the summary. All the other the 3 weeks I am giving the micro lessons to them. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 lessons, and they are very satisfied those lessons, because rather than watching a live connecting to the live lecture or watching the recorded lecture for 2 hours is a very time consuming, and they don't have enough bandwidth, right? And also they cannot grab the idea of the lesson, right? They should go to here and there, right? So those things actually is a burden for the students, right? So they accept this method. I have been teaching for 2 years now with this method, with the Aircon Studio, of course, and with this micro learning concept. It is really worth, and actually the students are very satisfied in this digital environment, right? Can be transferred, download in less bandwidth of internet, and it saves your device space and also the server space. Now, you know, in Kelani University also, Dr. Pavitra also knows, if any other in Kelani University, we are running out of our space on the servers, right? In one day, 8 TB server also ran out of the space, right? 8 TB, 8 terabytes with our lecture notes, right? Lecture notes and recorded lectures, nothing else. So we have to reduce the space of our devices and the servers, okay? And it will reduce the cost of the university and the organization of we are working as well, right? So there are many benefits actually through this micro learning. So that's why we are proposing this micro learning within Aircon Studio to develop the micro learning content. Actually, we have done a project in this micro learning, and still we are doing it actually, in Polonnaruwa district with 2 schools, Polonnaruwa Jayantipura Kanishta Vidyalaya and President College in Madirigiriya. They had the problem of giving the digital lessons to the students, because in that area they don't have students, they don't have internet connection. They have smartphones in their homes, because now every home you can find a smartphone, but they don't have internet, right? so that those principals, they faced a lot of problem when giving the lessons to the students or sending lessons to the students. So they came after they hear this NELCON studio and asked them to train. So we trained them. And what we done is actually we have given this kind of guidelines to prepare the micro learning lesson. Okay, so actually when you are developing a micro learning lesson, is it somewhat you need some planning, okay, because you have to get the essence of the lesson, right? So this is the first format that we have given. We asked them to come up with the what is the competence actually in general education. Their a lesson is a competency level. So we asked you to what competency level that you are going to get, and what are the learning objectives that we are going to cover in this particular lesson. And then we have given another format to write the script. So this is the script that they have written. Okay, so this is the audio that they are going to record. So script you have to, you have to write, right? So then this is another example. So this is for science grade 6. And these are the learning objectives that teacher has achieved during this lesson. This is a micro lesson, right? So this is the script. You can see the time also has given in minutes. So altogether, I think it is around 15 minutes. She has completed this lesson, right? So likewise, they have developed lessons for the science, maths, environmental studies, Sinhala, and even Buddhism. They have prepared. So several lessons now have prepared. And I will tell you one thing here. Actually, since there is no internet, now we have a problem of how we are going to deliver these lessons to the students. Actually, we have we came up with the idea, that is myself and Dr. Gamini also, we have came up with the idea of delivering these lessons through Bluetooth. So delivering the lessons through Bluetooth doesn't need any internet connection. You have in your smartphone, in your tablet, you have the Bluetooth connection. So we propose this concept to this the poster department of Sri Lanka to have a poster department. The postman should carry the lesson to the home or to the student's place and deliver through the postman's smartphone to the student's smartphone. And discussions are currently going there to implement this concept in island-wide using the postman concept, right? So this is the kind of instruction that I have given, the things that we used there to develop a micro-learning lesson, and they use NELCON Studio to develop their lesson. So I will show you now some of the lessons, or 2 lessons actually developed by those teachers, and then I will demonstrate how you can use NELCON Studio to develop your lessons as well, right? Any questions so far from this? Actually, my presentation is over now. If you have any questions, you can just ask me, or you can use chat to ask any question before I move to the practical demonstration of the NELCON Studio. If you are in a position to ask the question in the audio, you can do it. Otherwise, you can use chat.
Yes, you can type your questions in the chat.
Yes, you can use the chat to type your question.
You can give a minute or 2. Do you have a Mac or Apple version for this software?
Yes, Dr. Padmani, we have, Mac or Apple version for the software. You cannot download for the Mac, but you can use it in the online. Actually, we have developed only for the Android version, and also only for the Windows users can download the desktop version. Mac and Apple users, they should use the browser. okay, or the internet browser you should use.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Kaushalya.
Thank you, Dr. Padman. Okay, while you are typing, okay, I will demonstrate what is Nelcon Studio. I will demonstrate some lessons, right? That developed by the teachers, right? So you can type Studio in your Google or just go to that nerc.kln.ac.lk:8080. But searching Nelcon Studio on Google is easy for you to go. Right, so this is the Nelcon Studio website. It is very simple website we have. You have two options here, create new content and play the file. So when you are when you want to create your new content, go to create new content. If you want to play the file, go to play file. Before that, I will introduce you all. I will just play a lesson, and then I will go to the other part, right? So this is a Nelcon lesson. I will play a science, since your background is from science, I will play a science lesson that which is developed by a teacher in Polonnaruwa district, right? Okay, so this is in Sinhalese. And මේක මානව රුධිර සංසරණ පද්ධතිය මම හිතන්නේ හැමෝටම මේ අවබෝධයක් තියෙනවා මේක ගැන බලන්න මේ කියන කරුණු හරියද කොච්චර දුරට මේ පාඩම විනාඩි 8යි තප්පර 38ක් තියෙනවා. I will just skip and go, right?
ඉතින් දුවේ පුතේ අද අපි සාකච්ඡා කිරීමට යන්නේ මිනිසාගේ රුධිර සංසරණ පද්ධතිය පිළිබඳව. මිනිස් සිරුර පුරා ද්‍රව්‍ය පරිවහනය කරන පද්ධතිය.
Dr. Pavitra, is it audible? I think I didn't share the sound. Sorry, I will share the sound.
I can
right?
hear it. I can hear it.
I also can hear. Yeah,
Okay.
can hear.
You can hear.
Sure.
රුධිර සංසරණ පද්ධතිය. එය සංවෘත පද්ධතියක් වන අතර රුධිර නාල තුලට රුධිරය පොම්ප කරනු ලබන්නේ හෘදය මගින්. හෘදය උරස් කුහරයේ මදක් වම් පසට බරව පිහිටනවා. දැන් අපි මිනිස් හෘදයේ ව්‍යුහය පිළිබඳව සලකා බලමු. අපේ හෘදය කුටීර 4කින් යුක්ත වෙනවා. හෘදයට ඉහළින් පිහිටන කුටීර කර්ණිකා ලෙසත් පහළින් පිහිටන කුටීර කෝසිකා ලෙසත් හඳුන්වනු ලබනවා. එසේම වම් අඩසඳ කපාට පිහිටනවා. පද්ධතියේ ස්වභාවය සලකා බලමු. හෘදයේ වම් කෝසිකාවෙන් ආරම්භ වන සංස්ථානික මහා ධමනිය මගින් සිරුරේ සියලුම අවයවවලට ඔක්සිජනීකృత රුධිරය සපයනවා. මෙම සංස්ථානික මහා ශිරාවත් oxygen රුධිරය.
So this is GIF file, right? So since Nelcon Studio doesn't support for the videos, you can use GIF format files. So she has used that, and it will give more good view or quality lesson. You can develop a quality lesson using GIF files, right?
පුසිය මහා ධමනිය ඔස්සේ පෙනහැලි කරා ගමන් කරනවා. ඉන්පසු පෙනහළු වලින් ඔක්සිජන් එකතු කරගත් ඔක්සිජනීකృత රුධිරය පුපුසිය සිරා ඔස්සේ වම් කර්ණිකාවට ගලා යනවා. කර්ණිකාව රුධිරයෙන් පිරුණු පසු ද්විතුණ්ඩ කපාට විවෘත වී වම් කෝසිකාවේ රුධිරය කෝසිකාවේ කාව රුධිරයෙන් පිරෙනවා ආකෘතික දමනීය ලෙසත් රුක්කවලට රුධිරය සපයන දමනීය සොයා බලමු. පෙනහැලි හරහා රුධිරය ගමන් කිරීම පුප්පුසීය සංසරණයේ ලෙස හඳුන්වනුගේ හෘද ස්පන්දන වේගය කොපමණද කියලා. එය මිනිත්තුවට වාර 72ක් පමණ වෙනවා. මේ තමයි නාඩි වැටෙන වේගය කියලා අපි හඳුන්වන්නේ. ඉතින් කර්ණිකා හා කෝසිකා සංකෝචනය වීම නිසා හෘදයෙන් එකවර ඉහිල් වේ. මීළඟට හෘද කෝසිකා දෙක සංකෝචනය වන විට කර්ණිකා විවේකීව පවතිනවා. මේ අවස්ථාව කර්ණික කෝසික ECG සටහන පිළිබඳව ඔබ අසා ඇති. හෘදයේ ක්‍රියාකාරී වීමේදී හෘද පේශී තන්තුවල පටලයේ ඇතිවන විභව වෙනස රටා අසමාන වීමෙන් හෘදයේ ක්‍රියාකාරීත්වයේ දුර්වලතා හඳුනාගත හැකියි. පපුව ද්විතුණ්ඩ හා ත්‍රිතුණ්ඩ කපාට වෙසෙන විට ඉන්පසු ඇතිවන ඩබ් ශබ්දය කෙටි. ඒ අඩසඳ කපාට වෙසෙන හඬ. ඉතින් දුවේ පුතේ අද අපි හෘදයේ පිහිටීම, එහි ව්‍යුහය හා ක්‍රියාකාරීත්වය පිළිබඳව ඉගෙන ගත්තා. දැන් ඔයාලට තියෙන්නේ පෙළපොත අධ්‍යයනය කරලා පහත දැක්වෙන පැවරුමට පිළිතුරු සපයන්න.
One of the lessons developed by one of the teachers, I think being a medical educator. So you can understand that with this lesson, she has given within eight minutes, she has given, I mean, thorough understanding of this particular lesson, and she has given also some activities to do, right? So likewise, so this is a micro learning lesson. So we encourage all the teachers to develop this kind of micro learning lessons, right? So it will be easy for the students to grab the lesson rather than going through 1 hour or 2 hour lessons, right? Okay, so I will go to the other. Right, I will again play you another 5 for you all. This is actually, there's a very interesting one here. Yes, this one. Right, this is another subject in ordinary level education, Nirmanakarane ha Yantrika Takshana Vedya. So this particular teacher, he explained about this Jala Sisilana Kramaya in very attractive way. Just watch this.
ආයිබෝවන් දරුවනේ, අපි අද කතා කිරීමට බලාපොරොත්තු වන්නේ 10 වසර නිර්මාණකරණය හා යාන්ත්‍රික තාක්ෂණ වේදයේ විෂයේ 5 වන පාඩමේ ඇති ජල සිසිලන පද්ධතිය පිළිබඳව. අපි කලින් පාඩමේදී කතා කරානේ උණු තේ කෝප්පයක් නිවීමේ ක්‍රමවලින් එකක් වන තේ කෝප්පය ජලයේ එම ජලය පිටතට ගෙනවිත් වාතය යොදා ගනිමින් එම ජලයේ ඇති තාපය ඉවත් කිරීම සිදු වෙනවා. එන්ජිමක ඇති ජල සිසිලන ක්‍රමයේදී සිදුවන්නේ මෙම ක්‍රියාවලිය. එන්ජින් සඳහා ජලය අඩු වෙනවා. මෙලෙස ඝනත්වය අඩු උණුසුම් ජල අංශු નિરાයාසයෙන්ම ජලයේ ඉහළට ගමන් කරනවා. එවිට ඉහළ ඇති ඝනත්වය ඉහළ යෑම වැනි දුර්වලතාවයන් මෙම සිසිලන ක්‍රමයේ පවතිනවා. ජල හරහා වායු ධාරාවක් ගමන් කරන විට ජලයේ තාපය ඉවත් කරනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙම පියන කාර්යයන් 3ක් සඳහා භාවිතා කරනවා. මෙහි ඇති කපා විකිරකය විවෘත කළහොත් උණුසුම් ජල වාෂ්ප එළියට විසිවි පිලිස්සීම් සිදු වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එම නිසා රත් වූ විකිරකය විවෘත නොකරනවා. මෙම ක්‍රියාවලිය නිසා අලුතින් සිසිලන ජලය සිලින්ඩර හිසෙහි සොඬනල ආරම්භ වන යන්නේ එන්ජිම ක්‍රියාකාරී උෂ්ණත්වයට බැවිනි. අද අපි කතා කළේ ජල සිසිලන පද්ධතියේ ක්‍රියාකාරීත්වයට පෝෂණ ජල සිසිලන ක්‍රමය පිළිබඳ කතා කරමු. ඔබ සැමට සුබ දවසක්.
He has this lesson is 12 minutes and 39 seconds, but he has given I mean in all the content of the lesson very attractive way, right? Actually, if the very learner who is a novice to this system, since I am a very novice user of this system. So actually, I also learned many things by using this, by watching these teachers' lessons, right? Those are such attractive lessons that they have used. Actually, if you use chip, your file size will be very, somewhat higher, but still you can be in the low file size than the other software tools, right? Because we use GIF, not videos, right? Okay. Then I will show you now how to download this app to your mobile or your desktop. In Nelcon Studio, in right side, you will have downloads. Okay. Go to the downloads, and here you have given the guideline how to work in Nelcon Studio, and there are some tutorials as well. Also the quality assurance guideline we have uploaded to this, and how to install this particular tool. So Nelcon Player, you can download for the Windows users by clicking this link, and if you are a Linux user, for this. And Nelcon Content Creator as a desktop app, you can download here, okay, for Windows and Linux users. And if you don't mind to download this, just use the internet browser, because it takes very less time to develop a file if you have all the materials with you, right? Okay. So when you try to develop a new content, you should have your MP3 voice recorded lesson, okay, MP3 form, recorded lesson in MP3 format, and the images, like I showed you, the images relevant to your lesson, and also the text. I think I forgot to mention you all about the text. In right-hand side, the text is shown, right? So that is the additional text that the teacher has given. So that is up to you. That is an option actually. If you have a note, you can give, either you can skip it, right? Okay. So in order to create the content, go to the create new content. Okay. So here you can give, first you have to give the title. Okay. So just I will say this test, but you can give your topic title, right? So here the compulsory is to upload the audio, because this is MP3, right? So you should have the audio, then it should be in MP3 format. So first you have to upload your MP3 lesson. Here I'm going to upload it. Then once it uploaded, then the text and the images will get activated, right? After the audio is uploaded, the text and images will get activated. So uploading the text, as I told you, it is an optional, but still I will upload the text, right? So it should be in TXT format, right? .txt. Open. So it will be uploaded. Then you should upload your images now, right? Here, I'm going to upload my first image. So it will show only the images files. So I have here, you can see, I have around 6 images. So I will upload, this is my first image. I will upload it. When you upload it, now you have to synchronize your audio with your first image, because your lesson is now, it is around 16 minutes, right? But now I have to mesh which part of the audio will go with the first image, right? Now when I upload the first image, it will show this dialog box. So it has already taken my audio, right? And what you have to do is, don't do anything for the start time. Okay, don't do anything for the start time, because it is already 0, and end time. So I don't type anything here, just play this file.
Hello everyone, this is your second
Right?
topic
So
of management
you can
of
play this
technology
one.
lecture. So in the part 1 of this lecture, I will
Say it is only
about
1
this
minute,
economic
so I have to stop there. Okay, this can be both, this can be stopped. So it is 1 minute. What I have to do is just go and set. So 1 minute and 1 second will convert it into seconds, okay, 62 seconds, and it will take automatically here. Don't type anything here. It will always it will take every information automatically, right? So just save it, and it will be taken, right? So that is my first image, and I already matched the sound with the image as well. Now go to the upload and upload the second image. This is my second image. Open. Now you can see the start time has taken already taken by the end time of the last image, right? It is 62. So you don't do anything. No need to do anything. Just play it. Okay? Just play
Technological
this.
growth or
Say,
technology as the main
this is
reason
the relevant part for the second image. It is 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So just go here and set it. So it will take that particular time converted into the seconds, and it will take here, right? Just save it. Go here. Third one. Right. If I know this, I can go here, just set it, save it. Upload the fourth one. Right? And if you can play it and
into a depression.
set it, set, save. This is my fifth one. Open. Play.
New technology comes of layout.
Set, save. Upload. It's my last one. Open. Set, save. Right? So all my images are now uploaded, and the text and the sound as well. And this is the metadata that I have told you, date of production. You can just give the date of production, right? And team members involved, okay? Who are the team members involved if you have a team, and who owns the copyright. If you can, if you want, you can only give one, or you can give, for the whole team, you can give the copyright, right? Then just click on download. When you click the download, you can see media mp3 file will be downloaded to your computer, right? So if I go, I will share this whole screen now. So if I go to my downloads, okay, you can see here, downloads, media mp3. This is the file that I have downloaded, right? So what I will do is, you can rename it, right? You can rename it, you can copy paste in anywhere. You can go to the Nailcon Studio again, and now I will play this file for you, right? Go to play file, upload the file that you downloaded. Open. So this is the name that I have given. So this is that text area, right? So now if I...
Hello everyone, this is your second topic of management. Always believe if the text was written with none of credit. Enter this or who, and then after petrochemicals, after the long of this one. So 1890s, the scientific management has the internet and search.
Okay, so that is the lesson that I have prepared. The multiple images are playing, and you can use the text here, and this is the title, and the voice can be heard. Okay, so any questions here? Yes, yes. Sinhalin hari, English වලින් hari ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න කිසිම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ.
There is one question. What is the maximum time duration this software supports?
There is no such time duration actually. ඇත්තටම අපි පැයක විතර lesson එකකුත් මේකේ හදපු teachers ලා ඉන්නවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මුලදී අපි train කරද්දී පැයක විතර lesson එකක් හදපාත් ඉන්නවා. So it doesn't matter what is the time, but we recommend you to use the micro learning concept. You can use for 1 hour, 2 hour thing you can use, but then you have to have many many number of images, so it can be done, It doesn't matter, but our purpose is to introduce the microlearning, but still you can use. So we can use the, yes, you can use Vidya, the PPT slides, right? I will show you how to convert your PPT slides into images, right?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Excuse me,
Right.
and in the narrated PowerPoint presentation, the
Yeah.
difference between that and the Miss Nelson, by using Nelson Studio, is it the amount of data and the volume?
Yes, the file size. I will show you, Doctor, now here. If I show you the file size, right? So this is one, this has done with the, I will show you. Here, this is MP4 because Microsoft PowerPoint narrated ones are MP4, right? So you can see the file size is 359 MB, right? Here is one of the MP3 one, 48.3, even with chip. Right, so very low file size. If you don't use chip, now here my this is introduction to GIS. I didn't use any chip here. It is 19.2, just 10 minutes, or I think it is 15 minutes time. This is also like 20 minutes lesson. So see the file sizes here. This is also MP4, 154 MB, right? So very less file size. But if you move to the MP4, the file size is getting large. And if you use Zoom, again, file size will be for 2-hour lecture, it is 150 or 200 MB, right?
Yeah, so if we are going to integrate with the YouTube video, so it has to be just to give the link and do it separately, isn't it? Without...
Yes, Doctor, you cannot integrate with the YouTube video because the MP3 won't play in the YouTube videos.
So that you have to give it as a separate link in the resource.
Separate link.
If you are going to upload this into the Moodle platform.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, so that this will be there for them to use it through the Moodle platform, while these other things to be incorporated in the resource file.
Yes, I will show you how to integrate into the Moodle, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, in Moodle, in your page, you can use this as a lesson of y'all, and you can give any supplementary materials, any other notes in the Moodle itself, right?
Yeah.
So this is one of the courses that I'm teaching, management of technology. So here I have given the instructions to the students how to use this Nearcon player. And you can see this is the instruction. So instruction part, the week 1. So part 1, instruction to MOT. This is so the Moodle will recognize this as an audio file, right? As an MP3 file, right? So I will tell you how to overcome that barrier. So this is another lesson that use MP3 Nearcon Studio. This is another one. And I have given some activities and reading. So these are the supplementary things that they should do. Right. So other than the watching the video, I mean, watching my lesson, these are the other things that they should do. So we have to use our LMS very effectively to deliver the knowledge to the students with the microlearning lessons, right? So I will just tell you about how to upload your Nearcon lesson into the Moodle. Right. What you have to do is, I think our system is now moved to the okay at activity or resources. This is a resource file. Go to file. Give the name. I will just give, and still it is. So upload the file which you have downloaded. Open. I will show you how to convert this PPT into images, right? I think it will take some time. Until that, I will show you all how to convert the PPT into PPT into a PowerPoint slide, right? Images, right? So, okay, so right, what you have to do is since I'm using MacBook, it is somewhat different in Windows, right? In Windows, what you have to do is go to File, right? Go to File, go to Save As, right? Go to Save As, and when you go to Save As, you will get the file format, right? In or the file type, you have to give the file name, you have to give the file type. So in the file type, you have to select PNG or JPG, right? Here in Mac, you will only get these three, but in Mac, what you have to do is, it is not file save as, it is export. In Mac, it is export, right? But in Windows, it is save as. So in save as, the file format you have to give here, JPG or PNG. Either format will support, right? JPG or PNG. So I will give just JPG and export, right? So when you click on export, the whole presentation, so it will ask each slides in your presentation has been saved as a separate file in the folder. Folder has given. So if I said okay, all the files will be saved in separate images in a separate folder, right? So if I click OK, I will show you. Still it is uploading, I don't know. Right, in Colombo conference folder, there is a separate folder. It has here the new folder, Nelcon Studio Colombo Conference. That is my name of the file. So it has created a separate folder. Click on that. You can see all these slides are converted to separate images. Okay, these are separate images which I can upload it into the Nelcon Studio. Right, but for the teachers, we don't say use PowerPoints because they don't know how to develop PowerPoint slides. So we just ask them to take images, okay, using their phone. So suppose that this has been uploaded, right? So I will just close this. So it will be appear here. So in here, you have to give the appearance as not automatic. If it is automatic, the Moodle will play the file. The Moodle will play the audio file, not the images, because it doesn't support for the multiple images, right? So what you have to do is, instead of automatic, please give forced download. When you give forced download, when the student click on it, it will be downloaded to your computer. Then the students can go to the Nelcon Studio and play the file. Otherwise, it will be play as a ordinary audio file. Right. තව මොන හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද? මේක තේරුණා නේද? මගෙන් ඩොක්ටර් කෙනෙක් අහුවා කවුරු හරි. Then if you save it, I will show you how the students can access it. when you go to the course, so when you click on the file, when you click on this is an MP3 one, Nailcon one. So you can see it is downloaded. Okay, because I have given forced download. If I not given the forced download, it will just play the audio. Right, then the student can use the Nailcon Studio to play this file.
Are there any other questions? I think Dr. Kaushalya has addressed some of the questions you all have posed. Any more questions?
Oh, සිංහලෙන් උනත් කමක් නැහැ, ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් උනත් කමක් නැහැ, ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න කිසිම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. උත්තර දෙන්න පුළුවන්.
So, madam, the students have to install this Nailcon Studio and for their desktop or phone to go to the lessons.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes, they should. Otherwise, normal, as I told you, the media players can be used, but only the voice will be heard, not the images. If you use the Windows media players, still you can hear the voice, but not the images, because none of the media MP3 or media players doesn't support for the MP3 multiple image playing capability other than Nailcon player. That's why we developed it, right?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. මම හිතන්නේ Nailcon Studio එක වගේම ඒකත් එක්ක අර මම කිව්ව concept එක තමයි පවිත්‍රා ගන්න ඕනේ. කියන්නේ micro learning කියන එක, ඊට පස්සේ මේ learnativity content model කියන එක, අපි digital content එකක් හදන්න resources එකතු කරගන්න එක, ඊට පස්සේ ඒක learning environment එකට අරන් යන එක. දැන් අර LMS එක learning environment එකක් කරලා තියෙන්නේ micro learning components වලින්නේ. So that's the I mean, take home lesson that you got. Otherwise, the Nailcon Studio is very easy tool for you to practice. But the pedagogy, the learning strategy is more important there.
Are there any further questions? Okay, so in the absence of any further questions, first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Kaushalya Yatigammana, our resource person today, for spending her valuable time and agreeing to do this pre-conference workshop and for introducing Nailcon Studio. As you can see, it's a very simple software and it can be easily used, and it adds a huge advantage to all of us because we are now facing issues of running out of space on our learning management systems. This is a huge problem at our university. So this, as you can see, it really compresses the files, and it's like uses about 1/10 of the space of usual, narrated PowerPoint presentation. So thank you very much, Dr. Kaushalya. And I would also like to thank Dr. Chamika Senanayake, as usual, for helping us host these sessions on Zoom. And thank you all for your active participation. So we will meet again with our final pre-conference workshop tomorrow. So have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Pavitra, and also Professor Madhava. I should thank for inviting me for this conference, and also your participation. I don't know, with the busy schedule, you also medical professionals and in various departments. So even though you have a busy schedule, thank you for your participation, and please spread this word to others as well. Please use this recording for your any educational purpose in future, right? Thank you very much.